What's up, y'all? Your girl Sande, and I'm back for another video. Alright, so y'all probably can already tell by the title, we doing a battle of the brands, y'all, and I've been wanting to do this for the longest time, but your girl just got back from LA and she was sick as a dog, so I had to take a few days off, get all the way together and everything. But the battle of the brands we finna do today, it's gonna be Revlon and it's gonna be Covergirl, okay? Bam! Okay, you guys have heard a lot about the Revlon Nearly Naked foundation, and I'm sure by now you've heard of the Covergirl Queen Collection All Day Flawless 3-in-1 foundation, okay? So these are what the containers look like right here, just to give you an idea, all right? Now, they do two completely different things. I can tell you that off the top, so don't expect them to look identical. They're definitely two different colors as well, and definitely different finishes. So I do want to make sure to let you know in advance. It's not comparing them in the sense of saying they're the exact same product and they do the exact same thing, but they're both drugstore brands. These are two of the hottest things that are being talked about right now, and I felt it was absolutely necessary to do this so y'all could see what it looks like on someone of this complexion, all right? So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Let go. All right, let's go ahead and break it down and let you know exactly what colors I'm using of these two products. First and foremost, we're about to go into the Revlon Nearly Naked. Now, you guys know this is the drugstore version, essentially, of the Urban Decay Naked Foundation. I'm sure you guys have heard of that. I am in Cappuccino. It is the darkest shade that I could find in the Nearly Naked, and I do believe it is the darkest shade that is available. I also chose that shade because of the fact that I have a favorite Revlon Colorstay foundation, which you guys are already familiar with, and I'm a Cappuccino in that. So this is the Revlon Colorstay, just so you guys can see a difference in the color, because there is. As you guys can see here, the Cappuccino and the Revlon Colorstay is darker. It's a little redder than the Nearly Naked, just FYI, okay? So I did want to let you guys know that, especially if you guys are wondering what color I am in certain foundations. The other that I'm going to be using, I'm actually going to use two of the Covergirl Queen Collection 3-in-1 foundations, okay? These are what the container looks like. The containers, I can't talk today. These are what the containers look like right here. And the colors that I'm going to mix today is Q830 and Q840. Okay, and that's just down below, as you guys can see. And the one thing I can definitely tell you is just kind of based on these two colors, I swatched them on my hand while I was in the store. I got these from Target, that mixing these up is going to give me a better look. I could go a little darker though, I know I can, but I didn't want to go too dark, okay? These very much remind me, as far as my shade is concerned, it reminds me very much of the Lancome Teint Idole 24-Hour Foundation that I already own, and it reminds me a lot of the color Suede 510C. And the reason why I'm telling you guys this is because if you guys are trying to gauge and get an idea of what color the skin that I have as far as the foundations I use, I'm NW45 in Studio Tech and Studio Fix. Of course, I just gave you what I am in Teint Idole. I'm Cappuccino in the Revlon Colorstay. So it just gives you a little bit of an idea of my skin tone so you guys know how to properly match yourself if you like any of these shades, all right? So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna use this little mixer here that I got from Crown, and I'm basically gonna mix the little products on each side. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put each foundation on each side of my face. Everything is clean on my face, and I have my moisturizer on. The only thing that I have right now that I just put on my face is concealer under my eyes and a little bit on my eyelids. It's what I always do when I rock out foundation. That's how I typically would wear it. So I'm putting it on like I would normally wear it, so I can give you guys the rundown of how it works for me, the way I would rock it, all right? The first thing we're gonna go ahead and apply is gonna be the Nearly Naked Revlon foundation. Want to real quick show you what it looks like in the pan. I'm using my little mixing pan that I have, that I got from Crown, in case you guys are wondering. That is what it looks like. That's the consistency. You can see it kind of run down, okay? And I have a mirror in front of me just so you guys know. And of course, I'm gonna take these flexi rods out my face. Oh boy. Okay, this is what it kind of looks like thus far. Of course, it's very light feeling, I can tell you that off tops, which is exactly what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be very light, it's supposed to give the appearance of being nearly naked. So, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and mattify it with a little of the Revlon Nearly Naked pressed powder, and this is actually in 50 deep. Okay, just so you guys can see that. It just goes to show what it looks like, all right? And I'm gonna go ahead and use a powder brush right here. And we're just gonna dab a little bit of it. And that's kind of what it looks like on the brush so you can see, okay? Personally, I like a little redder tone in my powders, my pressed powders, hence why I love NW45 and Studio Fix. But if you apply this lightly on your face, if you're my skin tone that is, it doesn't come off too ashy. You'll see that in just a moment. Okay, I'm gonna come up closer. I'm probably gonna need to mess with a little bit of under my eye a tad. But again, this is based on me doing this in the camera and not necessarily right in front of the mirror like I normally would, okay? And I'm very lightly applying the powder. When I say it, I'm almost putting it on like a translucent powder versus a pressed powder, okay? But it is a pressed powder. All right, let's go ahead and get the other side of the face done. We're gonna use the CoverGirl next. All right, you guys, I want you guys to see what the colors look like in the pan. This is the 840 right here, and this is the 830 right here, okay? And that's the consistency. I'm having them drip so you guys can see. It's thicker in consistency than the Nearly Naked, all right? And it's definitely a more full coverage foundation, so we already expect that. All right, let's go. I'm dabbing it. I'm gonna kind of dab it on my face, like so. I don't have any primer on, by the way. Normally I would put primer on, but again, not everyone rocks primer, okay? So for me, I'm putting this on so that y'all can see what it's like without primer, without a base of any sort, outside of my concealer, which is for obvious reasons. I have very dark under eye circles, so, okay. And I really don't like my liquid foundations to feel really heavy. So, now with this particular foundation, this is supposed to mattify on your face. You're supposed to not have to really put powder on it. You're supposed to just rock it as is. So here we go. This is the other side of my face, so you guys can see it. And I kind of put it on rather gingerly considering I'm just standing in front of the camera. So there's what it looks like a little further back so you guys can see it. Okay. That's one side. Here's the other. It's obviously still wet, so. I put both foundations on my face. The CoverGirl Queen Collection is what I just applied on the right side of my face. And as you guys already know, you're supposed to pretty much have a concealer, a foundation, and a powder in one. So I have not set it with anything. It's just the foundation that you see on my face right now. It had to set because it was a liquid foundation that is supposed to now mattify and turn more into a powdery finish, which here it is. This is what it looks like, all right? So you guys can see what it looks like, and I'll kind of back up a little bit so you can see both sides. Nearly Naked's on this side, Queen Collection is on this side, and as you guys can see, I did my eyebrows, put a little highlight in the meantime as this was drying and that kind of thing. I've applied nothing else to my face. I reapplied a little bit of lip primer. That's it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rock both of these foundations for a few hours and come back and show you guys what it looks like. So I'm not gonna touch it up or anything. I'm just gonna come back and show you what it looks like and let you guys know my thoughts on both foundations. All right, I'll be back. Just wanted to real quick show you guys what both foundations look like when you've pretty much beat the rest of your face. So the only thing that I have done is I put a little bit of blush on my cheeks and I added a little bit of lipstick, which is the OCC Lip Tar in Vintage, okay? First time I'm rocking it out, absolutely adore it. But I wanted to show you guys what it looked like pretty much with everything done. I've done no reapplying of any powder. I've done nothing to mattify my face at all since the last time you saw me. So just wanted to show you guys what the finished product looks like so you guys could actually see it on a fully done face, okay? Because I know that's something that I get questions on when I do these types of reviews a lot. So this is what the face looks like, both sides, Nearly Naked, 3-in-1. All right, so I'm gonna rock this out for a bunch of hours. We're gonna rock it out for a few hours and then I'm gonna come back and show you exactly what it looks like at the end of the night. All right, I'll see you guys in a few. What's up, y'all? All right, it is super late at night. It's probably a little after 10 o'clock p.m. when I shot this earlier this morning, when I got my face done and all that kind of stuff. It was pretty much early this morning, so I've gone a full entire day rocking out both the Revlon Naked, okay, and the CoverGirl All Day Flawless 3-in-1 foundation. Of course, the left side is the Nearly Naked and the right side is the CoverGirl Queen Collection. And this is what it looks like. I have done nothing. When I say nothing, You can even tell my makeup is worn, my lipstick is bleeding just because I've eaten, I've run errands, I've had things to do, I've been drinking water all day, so I've done nothing to this face whatsoever, even blush. I haven't touched up anything on my face. I wanted you guys to truly see what it's like after it's been on my face for a prolonged period of time. Now, here's the nearly naked side of my face. And just based on what I'm looking at right now, from what I can see in the mirror and how it's felt so far, the nearly naked has felt amazing. It doesn't even really feel like you have anything on. You almost forget that you have it on the left side of my face. It's super duper light, okay? And all I did was set it originally, like I showed you guys, with the nearly naked press powder, which I was really hesitant about because of its tone. But it really isn't that bad. Now, if I had really used the pressed powder like I normally use a pressed powder, this would have probably been too light of a shade for me. It would have come off really pasty. But because I kind of used it with a brush and put it on gingerly, it's coming off very nicely. It almost gives me the feel and the look of a tinted moisturizer. And you know I love my tinted moisturizers. So this is the left side of my face all day. So it's after 10 p.m. That was morning that I put it on. Sometime after 9:30 in the morning. Okay? Boom, boom, boom. All right. Right side of my face. Bam. Covergirl Queen Collection 3-in-1. Y'all know I did not mattify this foundation whatsoever because it's supposed to mattify on its own. The one thing I can tell you off the top, it does take a little longer to dry, obviously, because you're not going to put any kind of powder on it. You can. And normally I would because I just like my foundations very matte, but for the purpose of this video, I left it alone just so it could do what it's supposed to do without any manipulation whatsoever. All right? So, excuse me. This is the Covergirl Queen Collection 3-in-1. I can definitely tell you the Covergirl Queen Collection has definitely more fuller coverage than the Nearly Naked. Of course, they do two completely different things. Obviously, I would definitely recommend using a powder with the Nearly Naked. It's a much lighter foundation. It gives more of a tinted moisturizer feel to it, whereas the 3-in-1 foundation by Covergirl has more coverage. It's definitely a more full coverage foundation. So I would definitely say it's medium to full. It's definitely buildable as far as the Covergirl Queen. And Nearly Naked, I would say, is more of a medium coverage, just off the top. As far as longevity and lasting power, I really do think it still looks great. The only thing that doesn't look great is my lipstick. So far, I'm loving them both. Typically, I have a preference, but the honest to God truth is, I actually do truly love both. The only thing that I can truly say that off the tops that is an automatic advantage for the Covergirl Queen Collection 3-in-1 is, number one, it's 3-in-1. So you have pretty much everything that you need in this one bottle. You've got your concealer, you've got your foundation, you've got your powder because it mattifies, so you don't have to put pressed powder on it. You can, and you certainly can, especially if you have oilier skin. But this is actually wonderful because it does mattify on your skin. The second part of it is I've noticed it has not oxidized. You know, when you wear your makeup foundation, liquid foundation specifically, that it starts to oxidize, changes a little bit of color. I have not noticed that at all with Ashley. Either side. So far so good with that. The other thing is with the Covergirl Queen Collection, there's a lot more variety of shades for for this one. And when I say that, I mean shades in our skin complexion. The Nearly Naked has 15 shades, but they range from really light complexions all the way to Cappuccino being the darkest and the deepest shade, which you already know there's a lot more shades darker than this, all right? This one, the Covergirl Queen Collection, has 14 shades, but this is a foundation specific to women of color and darker skin tones. So that's the wonderful thing about this. So if you're in my shade or lighter or whatever the case, or if you're a woman of color and you're looking for something that gives you a nice variety of shades to choose from, especially if you're in between, because I have a tendency to be depending on what time of year it is, and you're looking for something that's going to be able to get mixed up, you can actually do what I did, which is use two different colors to mix your perfect shade. You're totally fine. Price-wise, this is $7 and some change, and this is $9 and some change. So there really isn't a humongo difference. So basically, if you can find your perfect shade in either one of these two, you're pretty much gonna do fine. You're gonna be just fine. The only thing is you are gonna need to set this. I would definitely advise setting this, and the Covergirl Queen Collection you're not gonna need to. So far, that's the stuff, that's what I've noticed. Would I wear either one of these again? Absolutely, without a doubt. And guess what? Your girl's going to, because she bought both of these mugs, so they both gonna get used. Hope you guys enjoyed this battle of the brands, and if you guys have any specific products you guys want me to test out, try out, and do another battle with, leave those comments down below. You already know. know. I always check those things, and I'm so excited to have been able to do this. So let me know your feedback. Which one do you guys like? Have you used both? Which is your preference? Let me know your comments down below, and I will holla at y'all later. As always, follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/SocialiteSandy. Hit me up on my Facebook fan page. That link is down below, as well as my Pinterest page, and you can check out my blog at TheSocialiteLife.blogspot.com, and of course hit me up on Instagram. And yeah, you already know I love y'all, and I'm so glad that you're here, glad you're rocking with me, and you already know I love y'all to death, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.